Do you know what 6-year-olds are supposed to worry about? What game they're going to play at recess, or who they're going to sit next to during lunch, or if they're going to have dessert after dinner, or maybe even if the tooth fairy is going to come visit them. But do you want to know what I was worried about? I was worried about keeping another human being alive. I have been an adult for as long as I can remember. And not because I'm in my late 40s, but because honestly, I don't remember ever having permission to be a child. People ask me all the time, why am I so responsible? Why do I always have a plan? Why do I always carry someone else's burdens? And the short answer is simple. I started practicing when I was 6. And it was around that time that I was the same age that I remember wanting a Cabbage Patch Kid more than anything, or one of those My Child dolls more than anything. And I remember telling my mom if I could have one for Christmas, and she laughed and she told me that I was already too old to be playing with dolls. I was 6. Think about that. It's unfathomable. And I didn't know it then that I wasn't too old to play with dolls, but I was too busy raising a real child, my younger sister. She needed constant care throughout her life. She had a significant developmental disabilities and required supervision all the time. And some mornings before the sun came out, I was required to wake her up, get her dressed, brush her teeth, brush her hair, pack her backpack, make sure she had a change of clothes and wipes and everything that she needed, and also get her on the school bus before 6:30. Then I'd have to get myself ready for school. If something was forgotten from any of those tasks, if her clothes were wrinkled, or if her hair wasn't brushed just right, or I had forgotten the extra outfit, the school would always call my mom, and I would be the one to get in trouble. And not because I was the child, but because I was expected to act like the parent. I was 6. I was in elementary school, and I had the responsibility of taking care of a whole nother person, someone else's elementary school day. And there were mornings where I couldn't even find matching socks for myself or clothes for myself. But somehow I was supposed to know how to manage a whole person's life other than myself. And looking back, it's heartbreaking because I truly believed that that responsibility belonged to me, because that's what I was believed to believe. And I didn't know anything different. And when I was little, weekends with my dad or my cousins, they felt different because for a brief moment, I was allowed to be a kid and I remembered what being a kid felt like. But those moments were always temporarily. And eventually, I'd have to go back home, back to reality, back to my job of being a full-time mom. And my mom used to call me a stick in the mud. And she would tell me that I didn't know how to have fun. I didn't know how to let loose. And maybe she was right, because it's hard to turn those things off, to learn how to play and yet be responsible at the same time, because I was busy surviving. It's hard to be carefree when someone else's care depends on you. And I think that's why I became the person that I am today. Whether it's good or bad, I'm the one that notices what need to be done before anyone asks. I am almost always early to anything, and I rarely ask for help because I carry more than I should. And not because I'm stronger than anyone else, not because I'm trying to be better than anyone else, but because that's all I've known. But here's what I'm learning now, that being responsible is a beautiful quality. And believing that you're responsible for someone else is also a good quality, but it's also a heavy burden that no child should ever have to carry. And these days, I'm learning that 6-year-old me never had a chance to learn how to play, how to be a kid, how to rest, how to ask for help, how to let someone else carry the weight every once in a while. And maybe growing up isn't about becoming more responsible or the life of the party, but maybe for some of us, it's finally learning that we didn't have to carry the whole world by ourselves. And that takes time and that takes therapy. If any part of this story felt familiar, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And if you'd like to keep walking through these chapters of my life with me, I'd be honored if you would consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next chapter.